Okay, hey everybody. Here we are. We're on book number 3 of our 52 book reviews. So this week we're going to talk about the 7L, which is the 7 levels of communication. It's the generosity generation. This book was actually pretty good. So I was just talking about how difficult this book was to review. And I feel like a lot of these books are going to be somewhat similar in being a little bit more difficult to review because a lot of the messages are so similar from book to book if you were talking about leadership or sales or things like that. So I'll take out a couple key points. First of all, obviously the book, and this one I listened to, and I've listened to it I think 4 times now. I'll listen to it once at regular speed, and then I'll do it again at either 1.5 or 2 times the speed, and just picking up other nuggets. But again, 7 levels of communication, the generosity generation. This was written by Michael J. Maher. So a lot of this, again, the communication of sales. In fact, this book was built for realtors. The main character is a real estate agent. The other main character is a lender. So it's actually really kind of interesting for me, obviously being in real estate, to listen to a lot of the thought process and how they go through some of their communication skills. So to dig in a little bit, they talk about the DISC profiling. If you don't know that, that's a copyrighted thing. I won't get too much into that, but different types of personalities. You've heard about the dominant personality or type A. So it goes through a lot of those and really kind of digs down into mirroring and doing the things that others want. You're going to sell to people that want to be sold to in their own way. You've heard of the golden rule, which is treat others the way the way you want to be treated. Well, it's a little bit of a flip on that. It's treat others the way that they want to be treated, or sell to those the way they want to be sold to. So it talks about DISC training. And then one of the cool things was talking about their database and how they go from relationships to referrals. So instead of just prospecting or just marketing, we're now building a referral network through relationships. So it's not just who you know, it's who they know. So if your database, and in this particular book, they talk about a database of 150 people. Well, on average, if we're looking at it from a real estate perspective, on average, people move, National Association of Realtor talks about this, between 5 and 7 years. So out of 150 people, you got, X amount of people use 150. That's every 5 years, you're getting 20 to 30 people moving. That's more than that. Regardless, you can do the math on that and then take that. And if those 150 people know 150 people, you can see how that would snowball into a larger sales for you. So the relational side of this book was really interesting. The storyline, obviously, it's a fake story, but those are often the best ones to read because they're easy to follow. So talking about the generosity generation, different note writing, they talk about power notes and how to do that, specifically how to do that. With blue ink and handwritten and non-marked cards, so they're more personal. These types of things, and of course, going the extra mile, setting aside a day where you'll have kind of a going deep with one of your clients or vendors or something like that, where you're going out to lunch and you spend a day there and meet a bunch of different people. Getting to know them a little bit better. So the book itself, if you either read it or listen to it, as I did, really kind of nails home a lot of the practices that we already know to be good salespeople or good relational people instead of transactional. So I definitely highly recommend this book. I need to come up with some sort of I give this, 3 out of 5 houses or 4 out of 5 houses. I'll figure that out. Maybe that's exactly what we'll do. We'll rank them out of houses and do these books. This book, I'd say it's right up there, 3.5, 4 houses out of 5. The book was really cool. Again, I've listened to it, I think 4 times, something like that. you're always picking up different nuggets. So if you're listening to books, you can speed those up. If you're reading them again, obviously, you can skim a little bit faster. But I'd highly encourage this book for anybody that's obviously in real estate. It's built around a realtor's life and struggles going through a down market, very similar to what a lot of you are experiencing now. The market is changing a little bit, and it talks about mindset and how to overcome that. And again, we're going to, a lot of these books are talking a lot of similar things. I'm going to switch focus next week. We're going to talk about a book called Mastering Fear that has nothing to do with real estate, but it does have a lot to do with business and a lot of personal struggles, if you're having them, on how to overcome fear or master fear. It's probably not exactly what you're thinking. The book is good. I'm listening to it for the second time right now. I'm writing down a lot of nuggets, so I'm looking forward to bringing that one to you. But again, 7 levels of communication. I'll put a tag on this and how to buy it, both Audible as well as in print below. But 7 Levels of Communication by Michael Maher. Great book, highly recommended. Take a look, and we'll see you next week for the next book review. Always give me feedback, obviously, if you want to hear something a little bit more out of these books. We're working on it. We're going to get better every time we do it. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.